Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the May process video for Build a Page. This is our 5th one, and today we are going to be scrapbooking these pictures of myself and my sister-in-law and well, actually the whole family, and we are on the beach and drinking mimosas, and I can't think of a better way to spend the day. So I'm going to go ahead and scrapbook these. And the paper we have today, and let me just move all my little embellishments to the side. We kind of have a tone-on-tone look going today. And let's go ahead and take a look here. So I have this piece of 6x8 that has the blue background. We have this band that has just different sayings. On the back side is the cloud paper. We have this stripe paper with a script, and then we have this blue paper that kind of looks like a shell pattern, and then we have this background like with strips of paper that are sewn, and then the final piece is this cardstock. So, and this has got like a texture on it. So I don't think I'm going to use this one here because it just doesn't go with the mood and feel. So now I'm thinking, I'm actually looking at this and wondering, I have in my mind that I want to do something like this, where it is up in the one corner is the 2 photos, and then down here in the other corner is the 1 photo. And I thought we could use this as matting and a place to build the story. Is kind of where I'm thinking. And actually I could even turn it this way. And I could trim a little bit of the sky off of these to bring them down a little bit more. But I don't know what background paper I would want them on. I could do like this. Maybe I'll do that and then frame it with the blue and then somehow pull the stripe in. So let me go ahead and grab my trimmer. And sorry, Bud is wanting to join us today, and Mom is not gonna let him join in. And so sorry, Moira, I know you like to see Bud, but he leaves fur all over my table. All right, let's go ahead and see what we can do with this. So I think we're going to go ahead and keep doing what we've been doing on all the pages, and that is to gut this and turn it into a frame. And so hopefully you are all having a fun spring. The weather here in Illinois is finally turning to the better. Last night was a bit chilly. The middle grandson, Preston, had a baseball game here in my town, so I didn't have to, I could actually drive my golf cart over there. It was cold, so we kind of like, I brought a bunch of blankets over, so we were all huddled in the blankets, and the kids were huddled on the golf cart while we were doing it, and it was chilly. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna take a 1/4 inch. So that one I did a 1/2 inch on the bottom because those 1 clouds on the bottom were already kind of cut into, but I want to keep the pattern of the cloud centered, so I'm only taking a 1/4 inch off of each side and not taking it all from one side of the paper. So now it should kind of still keep the pattern even going around. And let's go ahead and glue this down. Yeah, so the next 6-7 days, they're talking about really nice weather, which just makes me happy. I just have to decide what I want to do during the week. It just seemed like now, as life has gotten out of the pandemic stage, every weekend now is like filled with things, which is great. I mean, it's memories, but sometimes you just want to kind of have a quiet day. But I have to decide what I want to do. They have on Saturday, they have what's called Urban Farm Girl Market, which just sounds absolutely fun, and I've wanted to go to it for years, and I have never pulled the trigger and gone. So I'm thinking I might go do that for part of the day, and then the other thing, so I'm cutting this down 5 by 3.5. I'm not taking anything away from the photo. You can still see the sky. You can still see the sand and the beach towel, and you get the feel of the picture. I'm just taking some of the excess away to make it a little bit smaller, and then it will fit on this journaling page a little bit better than it would as the full 4 by 6. And it might even give me a little room to do some matting on there. On this one, I'm just going to go ahead and take some of the height off. So I think I'm just going to make it 3.5 inches. And I think if we can do the same, again, it's not going to take anything away from the photo. It's just taking, like, you can see a little bit of my brother-in-law's standing there, and you couldn't see his head anyways, so it's not taking away from him. I did have somebody ask me about the difference between my cutters and why I use different cutters, and hopefully I explained it good in the comments, but when I'm cutting photos, I don't know if it's because there's like the texture, or they're, you know, it's got the dye ink on there. But when you use the guillotine, you get a cleaner cut than if you use the trimmer. Because with the trimmer, what you're actually doing is dragging the blade across the photo, whereas this is actually cutting down onto it. And I just seem to get a cleaner cut on the photos. I will occasionally use the trimmer if I'm just being lazy and don't want to have to get things out. But that's primarily why I use different ones. All right, so now we have, I really kind of want to leave enough in here that I can use. This is my journaling area, because if you remember yesterday's picture, we didn't have a lot of space for the journaling, and this is going to probably go in the book next to each other. And so this gives me the opportunity to have a space to write about the whole thing. The other thing I could do, instead of having it with the lower photo, is I could have it even bigger and have it up here, which I think I'm going to do. And then this will just overlap a little bit. Okay, so I like that. Now I want to add a little bit more matting to these. So my two options are to use the paper that we already gutted and pull a little bit more of the dark blue in. However, I don't know if, yeah, there will be enough. Let's go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to save these 2 full sheets of paper for another layout. I don't have to put it all on one page. So we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and keep it a tone on tone, and then I'm using up almost a full sheet of paper. Now what I might do is make this a thinner layer with the photos, and then take a piece of that cardstock from yesterday that I had from gutting the page and make that a bigger border, a second border, because then I'm going to pull that yellow across to the other page, and now it would tie it together. Plus then at that point it's going to bring in another color that I can use in my embellishments, and it will all kind of make sense in the album. So here we have this pulling in the dark blue. But again, if I go and put another small mat around here, now I can pull in a little bit of that yellow. And that will brighten up the page and take away the tone on tone. I also have florals that I pulled out that I can pull in that will also bring in the multitude of colors. So let's go ahead and gut this one. Okay, so that's going to go there. Now, and that also brings in the yellow from the mimosa, and there's blue in the cup. So it all kind of ties together. Now with the mimosa is kind of like an accent picture in a way, because the picture of my family is the important detail. So me and my sister-in-law, the mimosa is kind of your supporting character. So for this one, I don't necessarily have to throw it on another mat. I can just leave the blue and then, like I said, and then add the embellishments around it. So I think we're going to go with this. I'm going to put my trimmer away so it's out of the way. All right. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and start adhering things down. Now, if I was at a crop and I had been making all of these page kits and doing these embellishments, I probably more than likely would have my printer with me or extra photos with me. I would at that point take those extra sheets of paper that I have, and I would then be able to make another layout using the leftover embellishments that I brought with and didn't use, plus these bigger pieces of paper that I didn't use. So I'm going to go up. There we go. So for like these two that I didn't use, and I think there was a green one from the other day I didn't use, I now have the start of another layout. If I bring extra white cardstock with, I can now make a layout with this and any extra pictures I have. So that's kind of, think about that in the back of your mind. Even though you have enough to make one page, you might have enough leftovers that you could actually get two out of it. So now we just need to go and look at our embellishments. A lot of times I will try and start with, let me get rid of the scraps there. Try and start with my bigger items. So what I have in here that's a bigger item is like this floral. And I can put it here and overlap a little bit. I'm covering up my brother-in-law who, you know, again, you can't see him. We had bags and lawn chairs. So I'm not covering up anything important. I'm not taking away from anything. And now I have that pop of color in there. I have these clouds, but we have clouds in the background paper, so I'm not going to use those. I'm going to stick them back in with my embellishments. But I do have the sun, and I kind of like that. Now another thing I like, let's see, we have another big floral that we can add down here. And again, I can trim it. That's a little much there. Let's see if we go more diagonal. I think this is too much. So I'm not going to use this. It's too much. I know I want this, and I could add that on top. And we could add the take a photo. So I'm liking that cluster, but again, I want to leave enough room for me to write about what we did. And I like this. I was kind of wanting to have something with it, like a floral to build under it. And I'm not thrilled about it facing this way. Now another thing I could do is take this down here. Now I kind of like that better. And then I could put the take a photo, maybe move that there with a love this. And could add a little floral behind. I like this, but it just doesn't, the shape isn't like calling to me. Nope. I'm thinking we're gonna leave it like this, but I kind of need a title. And I'm not 100% sold on this. I think I like it a little bit less. And I don't think I need the wood veneer, but I do need a title. Time to love, like this. Capture this moment. See, and I like that, but I think it would take up too much space. I kind of like the take a photo. That's not bad there, but then I need something down here. Because the glass just sitting there just kind of looks off. Let me see if there's an embellishment that we did the other day that might go better in there. And we have the sunglasses we didn't use. Now, if I went and moved this like this, now I have my camera, my floral, my mimosa. I could put the sunglasses from yesterday that we didn't use down here. Got a tab. Could add a butterfly, and I think if I was, do I want that or this one? Kind of like the orange because it's bringing more orange up. The other option I have is to use the envelope with the sunglasses. And that's a little bit smaller now. Let's see if I have a smaller pink floral. Hang on. I have this one. Nope. Okay, I kind of like that. So now I'm pulling that pink down. I've got the sunglasses, which is a bright. We can add one of these journaling puffies. Let's add this one that says this, or details. All right, I think we're gonna call this one done with that. So let's go ahead and adhere it all down. And, you know, an envelope of flowers on the beach doesn't necessarily make sense, but you don't have to be literal. It just is giving you the feel, and I'm wanting that beachy feel that you get. And so we'll go ahead and add that. And we'll add take a photo. And then we'll add this. Okay, so my lunchtime timer just went off, so sorry about that. I had to stop for a minute. I'll get the two videos put together in a minute. And let's see. We'll finish this up, and then I get to head back to work. But I do want to show you what the two look like together. So let me get this together so you can see what it's going to look like in the album itself. And you can kind of get an idea. And I want to add, so we got all that glued down, and I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this puffy. Now, I'm going to add a couple more puffies just because I don't like having it in one without the other three. So I think I'm going to add these hearts. So I'm going to add a little heart there, and then we'll add a blue heart up on the top here. And that way I have the puffies in 3 areas. And that kind of makes sense to me. So we have our pink flowers diagonal. We have our embellishments on a diagonal. We kind of have our title, take a photo. And it's, again, going to look great in the book. And then all my journaling for our visit to the beach will be here. And then in the book next to it, we will also have this. So, and you can see here where now you've got that yellow pulled across. You still got the florals that were in this page coming across. We kind of have our title of Time to Relax. And now it all plays together in the album. And I can write about the fact that the whole family went and spent a day at Nokomis Beach together. And that we'll journal about our mimosas on the beach and watching the girls, the waves knocking them over and that. So anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this series for the Build-A-Page for May. And we will be back again in June for another Build-A-Page series. Make sure you check out everyone else who's playing along. I will continue using the Vicky Bouton Where to Next collection for more of my layouts this month and into next month as I try and bash this collection. But I'm also going to try and pull in a few more things other than this kit as well, so you guys don't get sick of vacation. Anyways, thanks again. Make sure you get into your scrap rooms and have some fun with your stash. And I will see you again real soon on my channel. Have a great day.